So Starfield, this is a really, really interesting topic, guys, and one that I wanted to talk about because, I've had a lot of people asking me, do I think that Starfield is overrated? Do I think it's underrated? Do I think it's in the middle? I want to talk about this because Starfield, guys, in my mind, from the perspective of what the scope is of this game, it is unbelievable in terms of what Bethesda has been able to do with Starfield. When it first released, obviously there's a lot of controversy and a lot of talk and a lot of people from PlayStation that are coming over talking major trash about Starfield, and it's been banter back and forth. But let me put it to you like this. Starfield, even though it doesn't feel completely endless in terms of, the hype and all of that, I don't think it's quite where, a lot of times where Bethesda was putting it as being like, just this, expansive place where you can do and see whatever you want and explore the universe in major, major ways. You can do that, but it's a little bit blown out of proportion. Now, in terms of the flip side of that, in terms of an underrated perspective, I think that some people and a lot of people in the community are not giving it enough credit for what they've done over at Bethesda. And I think of games very similar to like No Man's Sky, Cyberpunk 2077. There were definitely issues upon launch with Starfield when it first released. But the idea was that this wasn't a game that they're just going to abandon. Now, if they do, I would definitely come down very hard on Bethesda, especially in recent memory. Bethesda has not, created the greatest projects in the world. Let's be real about that. But with Starfield, if they continue to service this game in a major, major way in the future, I think that the bugs, the glitches, the places where you can't go and where it doesn't allow you to go, they're going to expand upon that over time. It reminds me like with No Man's Sky, when that first released, there were a number of issues, bugs, glitches on consoles, and all kinds of things. But you saw underneath all of it something really special. They continued to service the game, and now No Man's Sky is awesome. The same thing with Cyberpunk 2077. That game launched absolutely terribly. And now to see where that game is, it's absolutely incredible. Unbelievable where we are now with, Cyberpunk 2077. That, as well as No Man's Sky, two of the greatest comeback stories ever in video game history, in my opinion. Now, Starfield, it didn't have quite as shaky of a launch or anything like that. A lot of people, it's more like just a lot of people in the community talking about it, right? I just feel, though, that Starfield, when we look at everything from the overall trajectory of where it's going, I think it's only going to go up from here. I really do believe that. As long as Bethesda continues to service the game in a major, major way and, fix the problems immediately or as quickly as they possibly can. And I think it could be something really, really special in the future. So do I think it was overrated? I do think it was overrated. Do I think it was underrated? I absolutely do as well. I think that it's kind of a little bit in between right now. And do I think that it's worth the hype? I do believe it is. I think that there is something there that in the future, whether it's in the next month, next 6 months, I think Starfield is going to be in a place where it's very, very special moving forward, similar to that of like No Man's Sky, Cyberpunk 2077. I see something underneath all of it within Starfield where it's going to be something that could be very special for the future and just for gaming in general. This is a very expansive place. I'm excited to see what they do with Starfield and what it looks like moving forward. It's going to be interesting, guys. But do you think that Starfield's overrated, underrated, somewhere in between? I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comment section down below. Let's have a conversation about it. And for more Starfield content and videos, keep it here with zrotv.